Day 2 of the new split chest and triceps. I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. All right guys, here we are elite on Tuesday. If you watch this video, you see what we did for pull. So that was back, abs, and biceps. Today, day 2, as I said in the intro, is gonna be chest and triceps. So I'm actually pulling back a little bit on my chest volume. And if you notice here, as we go through this workout, I'm also doing all machines today. So I'll get into that later, but let's start digging into what I did for chest. All right, exercise number 1, shocker, right? The wide hammer strength chest press. I freaking love this piece, and I really believe this is what's giving me that lower hang to my chest. So now when I take my hands overhead in the front double bicep, my chest just doesn't disappear. So unlike most people, I was actually lower chest weak because I'd put in so much effort and energy into my upper chest and building it for years when I was a young bodybuilder. And honestly, it's because I saw a video of Hani training Phil Heath and Jay Cutler, and he's like, you can never have too much upper chest. So for the next decade, pretty much, even if John wrote flat or decline pressing, I always did incline. So what I want to think about here is with this, I actually want an emphasis on my lower chest. So again, when I do a front double bicep, front lat spread, I have that meat in the lower portion of my chest. And because I don't flat bench, I'm not going to develop that unless I do something specifically to target it. So starting out here, doing a top set, which I worked up to 3 plates. Again, you guys have seen me do as many as 5 on here. But coming out of this rebound off this calorie deficit that I was in, I don't want to be stupid and destroy my shoulder joints. So I'm doing all machine stuff, and I'm doing lighter weight, but with more intent. So that'll change as we progress into the off season and get deeper into this rebound. But for now, out of this reverse, if you notice my top set was 13 reps. Then I dropped down to 2 1/4 and did a little bit of a drop set. So go to failure, pull a plate, go to failure, done. Exercise number 2 here is gonna be a pec deck. And this technique, again, is the limit load, but maximize pump. So I'm doing 3 full reps, a 5 count pause in the hole to stretch my chest, and then repeat that process. So 3 reps, 5 count hold, 3 reps, 5 count hold. And I just repeat that as many times as I can before I reach failure. And I did 2 rounds of that, or 2 sets of that, however you look at it. And that is honestly all I need. I didn't do a feeder set, I didn't do a warm-up set. I literally just put 130 pounds on the stack and went. So I think for that last one, I ended up getting 15 total reps, or 12, I can't remember. But my chest was kicking after that. All right, next up, hammer strength incline press. So if you follow this in my true off season, you know I did this to kick off the chest day, to add that meat to my upper collarbone. And then if you've been following the recent videos, you know that I've been doing this for my shoulders in the middle or end of my delt session. So today we're actually back at it for chest. I have the seat set a little bit higher than I would for delt. And then what I'm gonna do here is I took 3 plates, I think I got 8 to 10, dropped to 2 plates, did 2 mini sets to failure. one plate, bang partials. And then from there, I held the iso hold in the mid-range for 15, and then held the stretch for 15. So if you look there, 3 plates failure, rest 20 seconds. 2 plates, 2 sets, resting 20 seconds between each one. Drop to 1 plate, pump 20, and then finally the iso hold and the stretch. And that was exercise number 3. Lastly, for chest, to wrap it up, I did a high cable crossover. I did 1 set where I didn't do a drop. The one that Chad's filmed, I did a drop because I didn't get as many reps. I think I got 8 with 70, and I wanted to get more. So I did 8 with 70, dropped it to 50, and I think I definitely got north of 10 there. Immediately drop down to stretch push-ups, so my goal was to open up that chest, stretch, and this is even into my front delt, if I'm being brutally honest. And lastly, 10 over and back, and that is simply for shoulder health. So with as much as I get my chest pumped, what I want to think about here is keeping that entire shoulder girdle loose and loose as possible. So if you all know, because you've been watching the channel, I normally when I go from chest to shoulders, I'll hit reverse pec deck, bend over laterals, and I'll superset that with band over and backs. Well, now that I'm not doing shoulders with chest anymore, I still want to keep that at the end of my chest. So it's going to stretch out my chest, stretch out my delts, and be really great for my shoulder health. So that wrapped up chest. I did 2 rounds of that. All right, guys, triceps, all about pump and blowing the pain out. So I have a fancy handle here that Dwayne has at Elite. If you don't have this, not a big deal, just use a V-bar. Use honestly any attachment that you feel in the tricep. I'm gonna do 3 rounds of this rotation. So push downs for 15 to 20. Into overhead extensions for 15 to 20. Now, this last set, my triceps were so daggone gassed, I think I ended up only getting like 10-ish or 12, I can't remember, on the overhead rope extension. But if you notice the form of that overhead extension is I'm coming back and then I'm letting my elbows drift back towards the weight stack. It's gonna stretch the long head of that tricep even more. So we're gonna think about exercise 1 is about contraction, exercise 2 is about stretch and lengthening the tricep. I did 3 working rounds of that rotation to finish off triceps and the workout. Short handle Vulcan grip, where I'm really thinking about driving my hands down and apart. That's more the lateral head of my tricep. And what I'm thinking here, guys, is if you go back and look at any of the old Phil Heath posing, one stage at the Olympia, at the Arnold, when he hit up Most Muscular, his triceps were the widest part of his body. That always looked super cool to me. So for me, delts are the widest part. I want to make my lateral head of my tricep jump off of the bone as much as my delts do. So I'm going to hammer the lateral head of my tricep here. I'm gonna go to failure, immediately go over to dips and do failure. If you notice, I'm thinking about driving down, huge contraction, come up, almost sit into that stretch, let it just fully lengthen the tricep, and then drive right back down into a hard contraction. Last set here, I went from dips and I went back to the Vulcan grip to do more press downs at a lighter weight. Again, just to finish off the lateral head of my triceps, guys. That's all it took. 2 rounds of that, and my chest and triceps are 100% done. To me, if you guys need bigger arms, this is the split to use. So I'm doing a little bit of triceps, and then I'll do a full arm day on Saturday. So Tuesday, I do 4 exercises for triceps, but it's fast paced, it's quick. Then on Saturday, I hit a full on arm day. So if you look how my split is set up, I simply want to maintain or slightly build my chest, but I'm going to blow out my arms, blow out my back, and that's what we're going to do this coming rebound into my all season. And you guys are going to watch because I'm going to video freaking everything. Food, supplements, posing, training, everything. So you'll get to see, and we'll see how much muscle I can put on, and then you can take everything I'm teaching you on this channel and apply it to yourself and grow like a weed, because at the end of the day, like, that's what we're after. We want more muscle, harder muscle, leaner, better shape, and we do that by hard work, constant nutrition, and just consistency. If you like this video, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, go Most TV.